Hi everybody! This is TheHande and welcome back to another Sega Dealio, and this is the Flintstones! Yes, on the Sega Mega Drive, and let's hit start. Fred, oh Fred! What is it, Wilma? Fred, have you seen my necklace? No, I haven't. Have you looked? Have you looked everywhere? Yes, I still haven't found it. Oh, and another thing. I was fixing dodo eggs and breakfast, and the salt shaker is missing too. That's strange. Well, let me know if you find it, dear. I'm going back to sleep. Oh, Fred Flintstone, you make me so mad! Yeah. Actually, let me quickly change this. Okay, the screen was a little too tiny for me, so yeah, that's why I changed it. But yeah, so I was talking about, I'm recording this directly after the Pokemon episode. I was talking about this game here. So on my recent trip back to my hometown, I got this from a flea market that had a whole bunch of old games on there, and yeah, so this was made by the Taito Corporation. You might have seen there in the intro, and yeah, this immediately was such a good time. I love the controls in this, and yeah, so it's the Hanna-Barbera Superstars thing. So Taito and Hanna-Barbera back in the day had a thing going, kind of like the whole Disney Capcom dealio. Yeah. Full disclosure, I have not beaten the game yet. I've only gotten up to, well, actually, technically, I haven't even gotten up to the second to last level. It was actually my sister Minna who was playing this. She got up to the second to last level, and then the game got so hard that she kind of gave up on it and let me play. And I've tried to beat that level myself. So the thing with this shark dealio is that you don't want to rush it. Yeah. And you know, this gives me huge nostalgia. I was a Cartoon Network kid, and Flintstones, different Flintstone cartoon shows were on constant repeats on Cartoon Network all the fucking time. So I have a real soft spot for, well, not just Flintstones, just all the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons as well. Like, it's already a few years ago. It's actually still probably one of my favorite videos that I've ever done, was the analysis of the stylistic changes in American cartoons. And, you know, and I did mention the whole Cartoon Network connection there as well. And it's just true, like, I just have a genuine appreciation for, oh my god, just animation in general. And it's so weird to think about, like, you know, to me, like, Hanna-Barbera will always be the king of, like, TV cartoons. And, you know, obviously I do love the classic animated Disney features. And the 90s was like, you know, it seemed like it was a weird period in that it was going through, that these old cartoons from like the 60s, 70s, and even like, you know, 80s, not so much, but 60s and 70s, like, weirdly, like, were, being featured rather heavily, like, not just on Cartoon Network. Like, Cartoon Network, of course, was like a specialty channel. Okay, here's a little thing that I'm sure that they ripped off from Adventure Island. Although, I have to watch, you know, Aqualung did that video about the NES Flintstones game a little while ago. But because I played Adventure Island 2 very recently, you know, I can't help but to think that this might have been a slight rip-off of it. Which, nevertheless, it is kind of funny that Fred Flintstone, you know, Flintstone's its own thing, but, you know, that this is kind of weirdly appropriate, that it's kind of, you know, landing on this, this is basically being a part of, like, a greater tradition of of caveman themed platformers, because there were a ton of these. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, there's, like, you technically, I think you could count Adventure Island as that, but then there's, like, you know, Actually, my sister and my brother-in-law got me Joe and Mac for, I think it's called the Caveman Ninja on the NES for localization reasons. And then there's Bunk the Caveman and Jock Rock. Like something about, you know, cartoon cavemen just was like the bee's fucking knees in video games in the late 80s and early 90s. Whoa, okay, that hasn't happened in a while. He did the Hanna-Barbera thing, but yeah. I've been playing like shit, by the way. I normally don't have 0 lives going into this, into the boss fight. Something that I did notice, this game is very generous with the continues. Like, it's very easy to get, you know, continues. Oh, he's doing that by himself. I was not walking. And now I gotta watch out where he's coming from. But yeah, this dinosaur partner, like, definitely reminds me a lot of... Okay, I did manage to beat him. Well, Ma, I'm all... thanks, Fred, you're a dear. Yabba dabba doo! Sorry, my Fred voice isn't on par, really. Also, yeah, you might have noticed the text scrolls really quickly. Hi, Fred. What's up, Barney, old pal? I went fishing and lost my lucky fishing hook. No kidding. Without my lucky fishing hook, I won't be able to catch any more fish. Hey, Fred, if you help me look for it, I'll share my fish with you. Okay, Barn, I'll help look. Oh my god. I really hope I get up to level 4, because when we see the ending for level 4, it is so wrong. But it's really funny what happens at the end of that. Level 3 is probably my least favorite level, like just gameplay-wise. It's basically just a vehicle level. It does have pebbles. It does have pebbles, and pebbles be cute. I do like pebbles. Cutest cartoon baby ever is Pebbles. Yep. And actually, we did have a talk about this, like, in the 90s... Well, okay, yeah, now it actually makes sense when I think about it. Like, in the 90s, they also made, like, a couple of... Well, there was the live-action Flintstones movie, but Hanna-Barbera also made, like, you know, their own animated movies where Pebbles and Bam Bam were all grown up, and they got... the one that I remember is the one where they got married. They made a sequel to that where they then had babies. But yeah, so it's called I Yabba Dabba Doo, which is a great title, first of all. But it was also kind of like, it was just kind of fun. I didn't know at the time, then, you know, it later turned out when we got Cartoon Network that you know, in the 70s, they already made Pebbles and Bam Bam into teenagers. So it didn't, like, come out of completely nowhere. Which is kind of funny to think about, like, that these cartoons that are notorious for not having any continuity, like, suddenly did get a little bit of continuity in the 90s. Also, just as a side note, I've never played any of the video games based off the live-action Flintstones movie, but I do want to kind of put my foot down a little bit and say, like, I actually like the 90s Flintstones movie. I don't care what anybody else says. You know, you can find me all day long. People always, you know, shit on it because, you know, of the lady who played, I don't remember her name, but the lady who played Betty, because she was a little heavy set, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, come on. I thought it was kind of an interesting one. I have a bit of nostalgia for it, but I will admit, it's always very risky when you take something as fundamentally cartoony as the Flintstones and try to do it in live action. Like just to give an example of another one of those is, like, I've never liked the live-action Asterix movies. I've always thought they were pretty bad. Except the only one that I like was number 3, the Olympics one, and that one I only liked because it was an original storyline, and they so it wasn't, like, based on any pre-existing Asterix comics, so they were able to do or, you know, unlike with the Cleopatra one, there wasn't even, like, an earlier movie adaptation that it was being based off of. It was just its own thing. Okay, I was gonna die there anyway. I had so few hearts. But goddamn, like, you have John Goodman and Rick goddamn Moranis. They're fucking hilarious. And, you know, and come on, Halle Berry is in that movie. Like, how can you not love that? Like, I don't care who you are, if you don't like Halle Berry. I'm pretty sure like I could watch any movie with Halle Berry in it, no matter how bad it is, and still I would still enjoy it. Yeah, but also like I just appreciate the craftsmanship. Like, it's it's a pretty cookie cutter. Like, Flintstones is not the most deepest IP to even base a movie on. Oh yeah, it's this. I forgot about this. Because normally that works going like really high up, but now it didn't work. And I'm pretty sure this is like randomized, like there's no pattern to where the fish are gonna come. I made it to the final checkpoint. There's normally 4 checkpoints. I think the final level is the sorry, I think the 3rd level is the only one that doesn't have a 4th checkpoint, so that's the vehicle level. And it also doesn't have a boss fight. The level just kind of ends. What I am glad about is that your club has a pretty generous, like, range. Because otherwise, like, getting these enemies would be a real pain in the ass. Oh yeah, but the thing that I love is this when you duck. It's completely useless. Okay, wait, this might be the only place where you can use it. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That is like such a classic cartoon thing. Yeah. So yeah, we watched. There was every freaking type of Flintstones cartoon that was on Cartoon Network back in the day. I loved watching all of them. Ouch. Okay, did not want to take a hit from that. Because this boss fight kind of sucks. There's kind of an intended method to doing it, but I have found that the easiest way to do it is to just, is to just be like as extra violent as possible. This music actually weirdly reminds me a little bit of Alex Kidd. Yeah. Yeah, so what you're supposed to do is like hit these things, these shellfish at his face. But it's just a lot easier to go right up to him and keep hitting him with your club. And I'm pretty sure it does the same amount of damage. The hard part about this, is, of course, is that it's difficult to maintain any kind of safe distance to him. Okay, but I've been doing poorly. That was my last life. And I had not managed to get a continue yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheese this a bit. I'm gonna do the driving stage next. Wait. Yeah. So I'm gonna jump straight to stage 3. There goes Bebbles. Just so we can get to see at least the start of stage 4. Pebbles! 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 Where has she gone? Yeah, my Fred is awful. I love John Goodman as Fred in that. Well, hell, I love John Goodman in anything. He's such a good actor. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and this also reminds me a little bit of Alex Kidd a bit. So this one isn't like super hard or anything. Yeah, and you can go back and forth. But you gotta be careful with the cactuses so that they don't bounce you back. And it's the cow skulls. The cow skulls are the thing that can actually... Although this does unfortunately remind me a little bit of the vehicle stages in Mega Man X, so that's something that I don't like. Okay, I got the Velma, so Velma is an invincibility. And those big cacti are the one that I really gotta watch out for. Yep, here. Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, but I think this level is the one where you get like a whole bunch of continues. Yeah. So now you lose bits of the car. Oh no. Oh, okay. That was... Whoa. Okay, I think that's the last checkpoint. So if I die now, I'll actually continue from there. And again, I have a hard time getting on that upper level. I don't think I've ever managed to do it. I saw Minna do it once. Again, there's a little bit of lag, but usually with these 2D platformers, it's not actually been a big problem. Like I played through the whole of Quackshot. I played through the whole of Quackshot like this, so yeah. So there you see, that was actually a super easy level, but then... Where do you think you're going, my little pebbly blue? You can't go out by yourself. That is cute. That is super cute. But yeah, you get so many points from that. Hi, Betty. Why down in the dumps? I took a train trip from Bedrock, Boulder City, and somewhere along the way I lost my favorite necklace. Yeah, it could be anywhere, Fred. Okay, Betty. Fearless Freddy is at your service. I appreciate it, Fred. Yeah, I really hope I actually get to get this level. I hate this level though. There's the bells and everything that's ringing in this. Like this gives me. This is a little bit like the bonus level in Green Dog, especially in later on. Yeah, and you know because I know. People probably say, well, of course you hate it because it's a auto-scroller, but I've never really been I've never really hated on auto-scrollers, because the thing is, like, in most games, auto-scroller levels are designed to be just, there's a certain pattern and, predictability to them, so as long as you're, oh, wow. Okay, I play like shit there. That was all on me. That was not the game's fault. So there is a predictability and a pattern to auto-scroller levels in most games. Wait, I'll try to hit that thing back. Yeah, because you can hit the projectiles back. I haven't been doing it a lot. So so I don't have like an inherent hatred of auto-scrollers, and a lot of people always say they hate ice levels and things. Again, not really a thing for me. Sure, there can be some annoying parts to something, but so all I ever say is get good scrubbed. Yeah, and like I said, because okay, this, however, I do hate. The location of this, invincibility power-up makes no sense to me. So yeah, those boards up there, they will hurt you. And then when it's a long whistle, it's when you go into the tunnel. But I noticed that it's actually worth, because the tunnel doesn't, wipe you out or anything. So actually, especially later in the level where they start, losing these coaches, it's absolutely fine, in my opinion, to take a hit from the ceiling, because otherwise you won't make it in time for the two carts to, disengage. Yeah, we're almost at the part where these coaches start to oh yeah, and you only take half damage when you have the dinosaur, so that's another thing that I like about it. Yeah, now the coach is getting disengaged. I think I just gotta continue. And the annoying part here is, like I said, this game's extremely, generous with the continues, but it's actually kind of a downside because, it's actually a bit of a downside because, because, the continue only means that you get to start from the beginning of the level. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I didn't do the thing that I said I was gonna do because... Oh, I did make it. Okay. Surprise myself. Please let it be an apple. Okay, at least a heart? No. Jesus. Okay, there's an apple. The tunnel coming. Yeah, did not have that time to get out of the way. Another tunnel. And a third tunnel. Damn it, I got all of the fucking bees and not a single one gave me an apple. But I think we're getting close to the... Yes, there's the engine. I didn't show the death animation, but it's really funny what happens there. Oh yeah. Well, okay, good. We got to the boss fight. So, because now the thing is like, if I die, it does not send me back to a checkpoint. You actually get to. He just kind of respawns instantly. Okay. Case in point. There you see. Yeah, but this is a bit of an annoying boss fight because, yeah, I did manage to get an extra life there, so that was good. Yeah, but it's really funny to think about, like, so Cartoon Network that they used to show the that they would show you know the old Hanna-Barbera stuff, but then like the old MGM, Tom and Jerry's, and they did have like a weirdly like a few Ruby Spears dealios down there. Okay, I did it. Okay, I get to show this. Nice. All right. Leave it to me and you will never go wrong, Betty. I should have known, Fred. Yabba dabba doo. God damn it. Barney getting cocked by Fred. That is so wrong. Hey. Well, I don't blame, like, you know, I always thought Betty was hotter. A dragon stole his favorite club. Okay, this is stupid, yeah. Suddenly, randomly, it's a dragon. So I have not gotten to the end of this level myself, and this is where the... Yeah, because this is where the thing goes to bullshit, really. Let's see how far I can get. Okay, I'm playing terribly, though. I'm not doing a good job here. You even get the... So if you're next to a tree, the lightning doesn't hit you, so it just hits all the other stuff. And you can kind of blaze through this early part with the dinosaur. I don't like to do it, I like to get the power-ups here. Okay, now he's gonna... Yeah. Wait, could I have avoided that by ducking? Hey, let's check, I haven't tried that. No, it doesn't work, okay. It works on that earlier part with the trees, that if you stay away from the trees, you don't get hit by lightning. But if you lollygag here for too long, then you do get hit. Okay, but we're about to get to the first checkpoint. So this is not a very long game, Oh no! I always... You know what? That's weird. I always forget about that this is right here at the beginning. Because it's right... The next one is right there. It's so obvious, too. Like, there's even a line across the ground, but... For some reason, I just cannot get past that without losing, you know, a life in the process. Whoa. Okay. Well, that was that was a graphic bug. I don't think you were supposed to be able to see that. Yeah, this cave portion is where the bullshit factor comes in, because there's one part where I kept dying over and over again, and it's gonna come up pretty soon. You get into a little nook with lava going up, and you have to make it to this platform, but you have to be, like, a little early on the jump, and if you're not, then you just fail. It's just an automatic fail, basically. Okay, I jumped a little too early, but luckily the bubble was coming up. Oh, no, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this part. This part kept killing me over and over again. I've only managed to do this, like, once. So there is a platform up there. But I have to be, like, really on the edge for this to work. No, Fred, don't jump. Ah, yeah. And also, like, you know... Something about the Mega Drive D-pad that I've never really thought about, but it's actually really sensitive. Like, you can accidentally start going left or right. Oh, okay, sorry, that. Yeah, so this is a fun game. I like this a lot, but... Whoa. But I'd like to be able to get, like at least... And, you know, I know I can skip to the final level, but I'd still like to be able to, like, you know, legitimately at least get up to the boss. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I think I'm in the right spot. go. Oh no, yeah, I mistimed it. If I had jumped a millisecond later, I would have made it. Yeah. But you have to reach that ledge before it will look like you can reach it. Like I said, I've only managed to do it one time, and it's really frustrating. So yeah, like I said, so this is not as long as the NES game, but they definitely decided to up the challenge so that, you know, it's like you know, fewer levels, but they're really, really tough. And then I fucking do that. Actually, I'm curious now. I don't think I'm gonna get up that ledge. And the episode's already plenty long. I want to just see how many continues did I manage to get from that previous level. A bunch. Yeah, I got 4 continues now. Okay, but I'm gonna quit it here. Like, that was still a fun game, and I don't want to see. You don't need to see me raging over that little part there. So I'll see you on the next part. Bye bye.